All thanks and praises due to the basis foundation. God is most great. None has the right to be worshipped but you. Hello, everyone. It's Stepdogg, the Hip Hop Prophet, and I'm here with the next video in the YouTube series. And the name of this video is The Book of Revelation Revealed, Part 36, Babylon, the Prostitute on the Beast, Section 2. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the next section of that. Like, Babylon, the Prostitute on the Beast is the section, but I broke it up into 3 separate parts. So now I'm going to read the second part. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. Then the angel said to me, "Why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and of the beast she rides, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast, which you saw, once was, now is not, and yet will come up out of the abyss and go to its destruction. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, and yet will come." This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 hills on which the woman sits. They are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. 1 is, the other has not yet come, but when he does come, he must remain for only a little while. The beast who once was, and now is not, is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction. The 10 horns you saw, well, I'm going to save that actually for the third part, because that's another explanation as well. Another in-depth explanation. Okay, let's start here. Okay, when I saw her, I was greatly astonished, and then the angel said to me, "Why are you astonished? I will explain the mystery of the woman and of the beast she rides, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns." Okay, so basically, the reason John is astonished is because, like I said, the woman on the beast, she's dressed extravagantly. And she has all these jewels and, gold on her and all this stuff. So he's just like, wow. You know what I mean? And the angel's like, what are you, you didn't let me explain it to you yet. Basically. Okay. And then, basically he's going to explain to him the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Well, I already explained that. The 7 heads are the 7 continents. And the 10 horns are the 10 factions of the Illuminati. The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and yet will come out of the abyss and go to its destruction. Well, the beast in this situation is the devil's kingdom. So basically, after the hour of judgment, the devil's kingdom is over. You know what I mean? Everything's exposed. Everything's a wrap. I mean, there's still going to be chaos. And the Illuminati is still going to be able to, wreak havoc in people's lives, but they're going to be totally exposed. It's over. You know what I mean? So basically, the beast, is the Illuminati, and that's, the devil's kingdom right now. And basically, actually, let me say this another way. I'm sorry. The 7 heads and the 10 horns, the 7 heads are the 7 kingdoms of the devil, I'm sorry. And the 10 horns are the 10 factions of the Illuminati, which are basically this kingdom. You know what I mean? They're the structure of this kingdom. I don't believe that the Nazis had 10 factions. Maybe they did, maybe they did not. But this version of the devil's kingdom has the 10 factions. So there's 7 kingdoms of the devil after the crucifixion of Jesus. Okay. The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and yet will come out of the abyss. Well, that's what I just said. Basically, okay, after the hour of judgment, the Illuminati was. They no longer are. Now they are not. Their kingdom is over. They are done. The devil's kingdom is here no more, or at least not for another 1,000 years. And that's the whole point. And yet will come out of the abyss and go to its destruction. The seventh kingdom of the devil will come after the 1,000-year golden reign. Because after the 1,000-year golden reign, God stops giving off marks. When God lets the devil out of the pit, that signifies that somebody committed sodomy again. Because that's how the devil gets out of the pit of hell. That's how the devil enters the world, through sodomy. God hates sodomy more than anything else. Sodomy is what destroyed paradise. Basically, Eve said to Adam, oh, stick it in my ass. Or stick it in my asshole, rather than stick it in my pussy. And that ruined paradise. That destroyed paradise right there. God hates sodomy. God did not create, a penis for the purpose of penetrating an asshole. God made the penis to penetrate the vagina. That's how life is continued. That's the cycle of life. Sodomy is the cycle of death. So basically, after the 1,000 years, somebody will commit the act of sodomy, and that will release the devil from the pit. And nobody will be allowed to commit sodomy during the 1,000 years, because if they do, they're going to receive a mark. This all happens after God stops giving out marks. Okay. So that's the whole point of, once was, now is not, and yet will come out of the abyss. Because right now we do have the devil's kingdom, but the angel is speaking to John about after the hour of judgment. So the Illuminati kingdom was before the hour of judgment. After the hour of judgment, now they are not. But yet, after the 1,000 years, after God stops giving out marks, the devil's kingdom will return one more time, and then it will meet its final destruction. The seventh kingdom is the final one, and that's the final destruction of the earth. But anyway, let's see. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, and yet will come. Well, basically what the angel is saying here, after the 1,000 years, you're going to have, I don't know how many generations during that 1,000 years, but all them generations are going to have no clue what the devil's kingdom is like. And after they know the 1,000 years are up, the people who are like, oh, well, I ain't going to follow the golden rule anymore, because, that's a load of bull or whatever, because, everything's been so, the devil's been so removed from the world so long that, these people want to find out what it's about. And then when they start practicing sodomy and doing all this nonsense, they're like, wow, this is great. This is new and exciting and all this dumb stuff, even though they know what they get for doing it. So, basically, that's the people who are not written in the book of life, and the people who are astonished by, the beast. That's the people who decide, I'm not following the golden rule anymore. Let me fuck you in the ass. You know what I mean? That's who the people who are not in the book of life are. And they're the ones that are going to be amazed and think the devil's so great, and they're going to start the devil's kingdom. The seventh one. Okay. This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. Now, this goes back to, now basically they're going back to it's the 7 continents of the earth. Because, the woman is the Jew, Zionist, Illuminati banking system and the stock exchange. And basically, the woman sits on the 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. So basically, that banking system, that usury system, sits on all 7 continents. It controls the entire world. They are also 7 kings. Now, this is where I think the 7 heads are kingdoms, because the 7 kings are the 7 antichrists. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has yet to come. Okay. So basically, the 5 kings are... Okay, so I mean, I think I've already explained this, but let me go through this again. The 7 kingdoms, the devil has had 7 kingdoms since the death of Jesus. The first one was the Roman Empire. That Antichrist was Nero. I already explained that's because he burnt down the part of Rome where Jesus' followers were living. The second kingdom of the devil was the French Revolution. Maximilian Robespierre was the second Antichrist, the founder of the Reign of Terror. The third kingdom of the devil was the rule of Napoleon, and Napoleon was the third Antichrist. The fourth kingdom of the devil was the Nazis, and Adolf Hitler was the fourth Antichrist. The fifth kingdom of the devil was the Communist Soviet Union and Communist Bloc. Joseph Stalin was the fifth Antichrist. The sixth Antichrist is Michael Jordan. And, you know, he, obviously the kingdom is the Illuminati. And then it says, the other has yet to come, but when he comes, he must remain for only a little while. Well, that's not going to happen until after the 1,000 years. That's the final Antichrist. And that's the final kingdom of the devil. The kingdom of Gog and Magog. That's the only name that I could go by because that's in this book. The beast who once was and now is not is the 8th king. He belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction. That's the devil. Basically what that means is the devil's kingdom once was, now it is not, and it will come again to bring about the 7th kingdom. And basically he belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction. Well, all the antichrists serve the devil. And basically, you know, the devil is the ultimate king. The devil is the 8th king. The devil is the true king of this system, but the 7 kings that are mentioned here are the 7 antichrists. But the devil is the 8th king, and the devil is responsible for all 7 antichrists. So that explains the second section, Babylon, the prostitute on the beast. Now, the only thing that I could say is the reason that it gets a little tricky here to explain is because technically the 7 heads are the 7 continents, because the Illuminati controls the 7 continents of the earth with the 10 factions. But when explaining the 7 kings, you need to talk about the antichrists of the 7 kingdoms of the devil, because that also explains how the devil is the 8th king, because all of the antichrists submit to the will of the devil, and technically the devil is their king. So that is how the devil is of all of the 7 antichrists. And that is the second section of Babylon, the prostitute on the beast. All thanks and praises due to the Basis Foundation. God is most great. None has the right to be worshipped but you.